Hello. That's weird. Oh, okay. It's just dark for no reason. But hi. Tonight I got, well, not tonight, yesterday actually, but yesterday I got issues of Combat Patrol in the mail, and I figured I would do at least one of them, which is 2 issues, and it is a Hellbrute. The other 2 I got were for Havocs, Chaos Devastators, basically. So there, we have time and stuff. But I'm hoping to get at least, this one done tonight. And then, I don't know. Part of me was thinking of just hauling out something big, like a Necron, but I need to get these off the shelf every month. Like these, I have no place for these on my shelves and things. And so they just take up space on my desk. So that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. But also, hello. That's a dull blade. Wow, that Exacto did not cut. Sharp too. Sorry. Right. There's the first sprue. And the base. I need to see where the instructions are. On this episode, or issue. I want to call it episode. No, this is the how to paint issue. Which I really probably should read. More chaos guys and some orcs coming up. That's cool. Oh, Wraithguard next issue. And then Chaos Terminators. Neat. Got trash. And more of these guys. And so. All right. The instructions should be in here. Yes. Exciting. You get a choice of his little heads. Okay. All right, let me get that out. So this room, I should probably take it off tracking. Love this room. Let me do that real quick. And aim it down at the work area. I think that works. But okay. Doesn't look like he has many weapon options. I think he just has the one gun. Yeah, he's just got the one big double barrel gun. And a power claw. So cool. Is it double barrel or triple barrel? I should look at the picture. Oh no, he has a choice of like a plasma gun or the autocannon. Where's the plasma gun? Oh, there it is. And a hammer. The hammer looks cool. A bit gross. But I don't actually play Chaos dudes, so like, I'm not too worried about what to put on them. I suppose I should. I really should. So we need 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a head. Where's his crotch? There they are. The chronological area. Of course, got those reversed. see. Okay, 7 is the front of his torso. And all of his heads are here. I think I'll go for the prominent skull looking one. Oh, yeah, skull. It's hard to go wrong with the skull. Except if you're painting it. Okay, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10's a funky little piece. Back, it's right here. All of a sudden, I'm hungry. Okay, that's the first step. Oh, gross, he's got stuff dripping. It looks like flash. Wonder how hard it is to tell, like goo, when you're putting together a great unclean one or something like that. Like what is extra, what is not. You know, maybe I'll use this as an excuse to like get the great, you know, the greater demons of the various powers, because I don't really have a chaos army, but I've always kind of wanted to paint those guys because they're nice figures, nice castings. I don't know if they're still called castings. It's molds, injection molds. Let's go. Not quite done with it. This tiny thing. All right, first the groin. All right, I'm gonna give Tamaya another try tonight. I was having a hard time with it the other day. Might be just old. I didn't think it had like a shelf life. I'm being too generous. Oh, I missed that spot. Just making sure that's where and how it's supposed to go. I think it is. I don't know. Maybe not quite so high up. Yeah, it's supposed to connect right about there. That's interesting. So take this. Goes up. Doesn't look like it goes like that. How about that? And then this part goes in the back. Like that. Exit. Right. There you go. It's not a very good join. It's a little loose, got a lot of wiggle room. This goes right there. These feel like they sort of fit, just not a wing and a prayer. Hold this for a bit. These pieces. Oh, that's nice. That fits well. That's Lily's. There. Yeah. Ta-da. Step 1. A. And we have a 1B. 24, 25, 26, 27. Oh, 22, 23, and 18. It's kind of sad that the big thing that the Hellbrute's known for is being killed in Space Marine 2. Yeah, the boss. But that scene with the Dreadnought killing it really sticks in my mind. Okay, let's see. All right, with 24 and 26 together. It's 24. It's 26. And 25 and 27. And 23. Looks like the back pads, yeah, or back armor plates. So, hello. I am putting together a Hellbrute tonight. Mainly because it's on my shelf and it takes up space. I don't really have chaos stuff. That's kind of a cool casting. At least it looks like it's put together pretty well. Or I guess you'd say sculpted pretty well. Lots of mold lines though. Well, I imagine people don't really see the inner curve of this spine very much. But who knows? Nah, it points inwards, so no. So there's really no point of what I'm doing right now. I'm cleaning that mold line. That's okay. Hey, Vanzig, Pampers Dreadnought. Yeah. If you put one together, this one just came in the combat patrol. Always a good sign when Vanzig shows up. Unassembled, yeah, from the combat patrol, exactly. I get them, and since they're in just cellophane, they don't really have a place on my shelf, and so it's like I feel like it's chaos with them there. Oh, hey, chaos. But so I feel like compelled to put together the combat patrols when I get them, which I suppose is a good thing. But I still have like 5 infiltrators over there that I need to put together. But I just don't know what I do. I'm probably going to make them Blood Angels because I have like 15 infiltrators for the Raptors. They have enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't even looked at what weapons it has. I saw it has looks like a 2-barrel or a 4-barrel thing or a plasma thing and a hammer or a claw. I'm kind of leaning towards the 4-barrel or the whatever autocannon and the hammer because they look cooler. That's my plan so far. These little smokestacks. It doesn't seem like a very elaborate model. I mean, not too many different bits. And no real choices for pose. Like you're saying, yeah, the legs are paralyzed. But oftentimes when I'm putting these together, though, it's a fun experience. So many choices. Yeah, I know. Hammer, whip. Oh, they have a whip arm. I'll have to look. But I like the hammer the best so far that I've seen. I don't know what the stats are. I don't care what the meta is. So, also, hey guys, I'm just putting together a Hellbrute right now that I got from the Combat Patrol. I'm working on that, right? Let's see. All right. First is a spinal column, which just should be pretty easy to figure out. Like that. Yeah, fits right. Well, kids did so much. Yeah. Well, that's what, because in Horus Heresy, aren't they selling like boxes of weapons and such for heavy weapons? You know what? I think I put that one vertebra too high or too low there. See, if GW wanted to be real jerks, they could glue in every single piece of the vertebra. All right, back plates. So which one was which? Okay, that goes there. That goes there. I still haven't put together any 30K stuff, like another thing at all yet. An acquaintance said he could give me an angle on one of those 3rd edition kits for 30K with the tank and all the Terminators. But I looked at him, I like the tank, which is that called, the Spartan or something? Oh, we use 2 of their favorite gun. Oh, so you can use 2 of the gun? Oh, yeah. Huh. That's too bad. That's how they get you. Okay. All right. Back plates. Secure. All right. There so far. I went with the skull head. Let's see. Oh, skull head. Yeah, skull head. Because it's hard to go wrong with skulls. And I got to put together his. Yeah, you're probably right. Those Terminators seem so simple. They just seem like there's not that much to them. Like some things are over designed. Those Terminators are under design. Hey Zen, thank you. It's going along. Although you could do a lot with those Marines that come in that box set. Am I doing this wrong? Pretty sure that these are the pieces. There. It's just chaos, so it looks all disorderly. Really? You mean the old? What are those ones? Not the Saturnine, but those ones with the sort of like the muted helmet. Cataphracti. Yeah, I think those are the ones I'm talking about. A friend of mine back in the day, they had one of the original Saturnine Terminators, and it was we gave him so much grief for it that he never used it. because they was so goofy looking with those gigantic shoulder pads. I felt bad after the time because he spent like well, it wasn't a lot, but for us, we were kids. It was a fair amount of money. Tartarus, those two. No, they're not. How much are they? Are they like $50 a squad? I don't remember how much Horus Heresy stuff is. Okay, so these need to go on top. Okay, let's see where they go. $80. Oh, you get 10. Okay, that's not so bad. I guess because they're also a little bit smaller than the Primaris ones nowadays. Yeah, 51 per 5. I ordered one of the new close assault Terminator squads from Rogue Trader. I figure it comes in Christmas. I could tell my wife, oh, it's an early Christmas present for myself. We'll see. Hey, Ghost, how's it going? I'm just putting together a Hellbrute right now and chit-chatting. It's always much more fun to have people to talk to. Oh, I messed up his spinal column. Poor guy. I need to get more glue on that. I mean, chances are I'm never going to paint this. Let's see. Well, I thought the Hellbrute comes, I mean, he's got, on this sprue, I can identify, he's got hammer, plasma. Oh, he does have a melta. So you might be right. He's got a fair amount. He's got a power fist and a whiplash. I'm probably just going to go hammer, though. Hammer in the autocannon, just because I like the look of him. Good. Let's see. Okay. So there is step 2. Next page. You get a choice of different decorations on his head. In the next few steps, you will work on the legs. Place the upper body safely aside for now. You will return to it later. Okay. Yeah. Does it, I mean, has it, do you know what its stats are? Or if it's any, any good? I mean, it's not like I want to trade if even if like the whip was super awesome, I don't think I would use the whip because that says Slanesh to me. We'll see. Okay. Horns. There's his horns. Going to, I think, the big set. Well, I don't know. That kind of looks cool. I like the texture of these. Based off the book, The King in Yellow. Oh, I haven't read that. I mean, I know The King in Yellow is always often a reference to Hastur, isn't it? Which Hastur. Okay. But that could be kind of cool because overlap some of the Cthulhu mythos with chaos stuff. Okay. And I need 17, which is an armor plate. I remember way back when I used to play online games way back in the 90s when they're text-based only, and MUDs, you would create a character, and the particular one that I played recognized if people said the word Hastur. If they said it 3 times, a creature spawned and killed them. And this is early code days, and so I made my character's name Shasterlin, and then I would just log in and I would talk to people, and every time they would type, they would message Shasterlin, it would count Hastur until the 3rd page they would be killed, and it made me giggle. And then that character got banned, and so that was my rebellious youth. Anyway, talking to him. Well, yellow is also very tough to do, but it can be a lot of fun and really rewarding once you get like a good yellow on a figure. Because really, let me take my glasses off of this. That's a little bit. Any particular shade of yellow you're going to go for? I used to really like Evil Sun's yellow, which was a big thing way back when. Hammer is 5 attacks, 4+ to hit, strength 14, AP 3, damages. Yeah. Well, what was the big thing with whips was like, I only know because I only remember from Fantasy Battle, and you got like a bonus to initiative. Bright yellow, just anything similar to the yellow in the art. Okay, that'd be very cool. And you could also like have a print of it that you could bring along. Or, oh, dude, you could get a banner. Like make a banner. I think that would look good. Does Chaos have any good banner models? I don't think they have like an ancient equivalent. I mean, you could make some or put it off of a vehicle. That would be good. Like a Chaos Land Raider. Like a banner connected to that would be a big enough canvas. If you get one digitally scanned, and you could put the King of Yellow on that. Unless you wanted to try to freehand it, but man, mine would look very derpy, like when that one lady tried to fix the image of Jesus in Italy. I think it was Italy. Okay. Step 1C. So this goes around his head like that. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So are you working on anything tonight, guys? Vanzik, were you still working on, I think last thing you told me was a 30K thing or that giant, if I recall? Right there. These pieces go together well. Fulgrim. So what are your thoughts on that? One melee or one bad missile for the left arm? How daunting does that look? Hopefully not too. This is not going in right. It fit perfectly just a little bit ago. Oh, you know what? I gotta cut that off. I missed a bit of the spur. Any 30K suggestions from our Kings and Yellow? Oh gosh, I don't know. Vanzig's the one to talk to with 30K. He plays that much more than I do. Yeah, Super Glue Accelerator is a game changer. I know the hardest model kit I've had was, or the one that fought me the most, that I felt like fought me the most, was the ghosts from Sigmar, their combat patrol. I had the hardest time getting their stuff to fit, to stay, because they were all ethereal and stuff. Small contact points. Word bearers and night lords. Yeah, King in Yellow is from Cthulhu, Fanzig. Okay, there. Root. Step 1 done. I'm going to put that aside. Yeah. Okay, now legs. 81 and 82. Hey, Ghost, did you see True Detective Season 1? That has a strong focus on the King in Yellow, if you haven't. It's very neat. Very spooky. And a lot of people argue about the ending. They mention the King in Yellow several times. A steady motif. Let's see. All right. So that wasn't his groin. That was just his waist. I thought that was his groin. Because right now, I'm dealing with his groin. And you have 2 groin options. Oh yeah, True Detective. Yeah, yeah. No, the King in Yellow is from a separate universe. Yeah, the True Detective is a show, and yeah, it is from a separate universe. He's no real presence in 40K. Although some people have alluded him to Nurgle for a few reasons, but I don't really agree. But yes, True Detective is a TV series that was on HBO, and it's a murder mystery. It's pretty messed up, but the murderer has a theme, and there's always these scenes where you question whether you're seeing reality or not. So it was a lot of fun. I need to get the feet, 85 and 86. And I think it handles the Cthulhu stuff very light, you know. Although the ending has the character have this sort of revelation when he's been like a nihilist for the entire time, and it's kind of hard to tell if he's really had the revelation or if he's saying it for the benefit of his friend. You think so, Zinch? Yeah, Magic Thousand Suns, you're right. Zinch, that's probably correct. Because the King in Yellow is all about manipulation. So I could see that. You could make a good case. I think people said Nurgle because there was some strong decay elements and entropy that they talked about, but where are these? Oh, they're there. I missed them. Oh, these are not easy to get at. No, I won't spoil them. I'm sorry. Oh, there's so much. There are other things like if you have, oh gosh, there's one movie recently that had really good Cthulhu stuff and very good practical effects. See, I didn't watch season 2. I got turned off season 2. Season 3, I haven't seen, and I stopped watching after that. So I don't know. There's something else. I can't remember that movie. It was about a hospital in the middle of a rift. Yeah, they changed folks. Well, it was Woody Harrelson and what is that guy's name? The first season, Matthew McConaughey. I think that's him. Yeah, thanks. Did I start with way back in the day, Eldar, when they were first released? Aspect Warriors. That was my very first army. I mean, I had some Marines before that, but they weren't really an army. I had Marines just because I thought they looked cool, and I didn't really know how to play. But it was that the first Rogue Trader box set. Way back when. It was a gift from my sister's boyfriend at the time, who became my brother-in-law. So he knew how to get into her good graces. Eldar first. Yeah, Star Marine, exactly. Lord of the Rings, Elves in Space. I just really liked the look of the Aspect Warriors, and I liked that I was starting out painting, but they were bright, shiny colors, and I was like, okay, I could do that. I could do blue armor with yellow helmets. Because of course I was a LATOC, because that's what got all the press at the time, and I just thought they're nice, so strong. But then, of course, there's always the bridge too far, which is the Harlequins. Getting to green scorpions, black reapers, fire dragons. Yep, exactly. They were so fun. A friend had Imperial Guard, and he got basically 3 of those boxes of guardsmen, which I don't remember, was it like 20 or 30 guardsmen in each box? And by the second box, he's like, "Oh man, I'm so tired of gray." Start with the Tyranids, Xenomorphs, yeah. Yeah, Tyranids are Tyranids. Well, did you get started with them when they were first introduced, or recently when they had that, or not recently? I mean, 20 years ago when they had the rework to make them look like the Xenomorphs more so, because they had like a really weird look. They almost looked like Mars Attacks creatures in some ways back then. Because I remember the first Tyranids came in that box set, which was like Hero Quest, but was it Space Crusade or Advanced Space Crusade? But it's like Hero Quest, but for 40K. The first unique one. Well, yeah, the Starship Troopers 8th edition. Okay, so that was not hugely long ago. Yeah, they were excited. I think they became Xenos around 4th or 5th edition. And I was not playing at that point. But I kind of, unlike Vanzig, I like the current version. I like the, Starship Troopers. I like the alien look to them, just because they're like taken to the nth degree. Yeah, GW. Yeah, GW. You don't know. Well, they still had elements of Xenomorphs back then because they still had like the heads. The heads had those curves, but their bodies were much more different. They were bulbous with weird parts. They really went into like a lot of their units looked like organs, just pure organs on feet. And they're still pretty neat. And of course, that was when their stats were insane too. Frozen Space Marines? Like, you mean frozen as in frozen in ice, or as in their theme is freezing people? My nephew wants to do underwater Marines. Like I've looked at them. Oh, that reminds me. I found an STL of Marine backpacks with propellers for underwater. I was going to show him that. Unfortunately, they're not for filament. I don't have a resin printer. Okay, I think these are ready. Legs. Actually frozen, like that was your motif. That's kind of cool. How did you manage that? I've seen somebody do stuff with amber, or not with the actual substance, but like they made models look like some of them were, or some elements on their bases had amber things. It was like Necrons or something. Good. Yeah, but he he will probably want to get me to get some. I might on my next order. I get some 3D printed stuff every now and then from Etsy. Okay, which direction does this go? Okay, this is the front. So this is the chronological area. And painted them with thousands of blue and some other stuff. Oh, okay. Should get some of that snow texture and put it on their bases. That would look cool. Okay, feet. Yeah, they don't give you any variation for the feet. Like, they have to go on one particular posture. Unless you change them up, maybe. I wonder if I could trim them. It doesn't matter which. Doesn't look like it matters which leg you put them on. Oh, it kind of does. I think this is right. Hellbrute has those little stubby, like first edition dreadnought legs where they have no knee. So that's the front. That makes sense. French Death Corps of Krieg. Interesting. What did you do to make them French? I was being bad. I was thinking, oh, did you get them little white flags? Ha ha ha. That's bad. I'm sorry. Okay, this goes on this leg. My brother-in-law is really into Napoleon and Waterloo, and I used to give him a hard time for that. So it's almost second nature now to me. Which is rude, very rude. Oh, cool. They had style. Although the only ones that come to mind for me that I can remember, they're tan, like a tannish color. Oh, cool. I was like, how am I going to get this on with this horn sticking through it? And they have a little hole, actually, for the horn to go through. I don't know if you can see it. There is let's turn it this way. See the little horn on the side? And they actually have a hole in the armor plate for it to go through. A claw in right hand, blue and gray. Okay, I'll have to take a look. Look them up. Claw in right hand as well. When equipped with 2 melee weapons, addition to the close combat weapon, add to the character. Yeah, but that's because of 10th edition's rules now, where you can only attack in melee with 1 weapon, but then you can add 2. I mean, that's okay, but I always kind of feel like you should have something shooty. There's always going to be a time when you're likely out of position. But I don't know. So I'm going to stick with the autocannon and the hammer probably. Okay, now I need to chop out his butt protector and some pistons. Where are the pistons? I think here they are. Here are the pistons. That's cool, Ghost. Have you finished painting them? Did you get any of the large tanks for them? Because I think that would be kind of a cool paint scheme for them. Oh, here's the other. Shooting is when you knock off 1 or 2 models and they just remove the front rank so the charge fails. Yeah. Well, yeah. If we start down that road again tonight, Vanzik, we're going to spend the entire night talking about the problems with the rules. And we know, I mean, you open the book and there are problems. And that's going to be huge. Like we're going to end up going, why back in my day? And I'll go down the road like Epic 40K is the best rule set ever. Although some people have the conversion not shooting well, or you shoot at farther targets or something. Sometimes like I usually end up like I try to consider the shooting is a little bit extra, like on the Brutalis or such. But then you got like multi-meltas. You shoot one squad, charge a second squad. I think at most in 40K you can do a multi-charge. I don't know. I think that's the closest thing. You say I'm charging all of these people. And then you have to get in with them all. So that's why I liked Epic, where you didn't roll for charges, you just charge, you had charge distance, and you sprinting the enemy and firing their missiles backwards or something. Yeah, you have to like, oh, we'll get to you next, basically. Yeah. I remember talking with somebody like they saying they didn't like Epic because in Epic, when you charge somebody, you don't get any bonuses for it. You don't get any like bonuses to the impact or extra hits or anything like that. And my argument was that, well, you get to decide if you want to fight them. Basically, you choose your fights that way if you charge them. So it's people who initiate a charge are deciding they want to do this fight, and it's always an advantageous fight. And this is not fitting. Why am I having trouble with that? Original Space Wolves code. Yeah. Yeah, they're very easy. Well, they're trying for the competitive thing. And the most important thing, for the old rules was they didn't have special Pokemon rules for, this is the rule that makes this unit special. They usually had a stat line and equipment, and that was basically it. And special rules were with the armies. Maybe this goes over here. I think it does. Yeah, But that was the thing. That was back when you had people who really cared about there being a measure of balance, although they still did crazy wild stuff. But like they published the formulas for how they come up with the points value for a unit. They would publish and say, this unit is worth this amount of points because it has this trait, which every point of movement is worth 5 points. Every point of weapon skill is worth 5 points, et cetera, et cetera. And then they talked about multipliers for the weaponry put on it. And you ended up with this perfectly logical reason of why this unit cost X amount of points. You just need to have good folks around you, patient folks, that are willing to help you through the rules. Well, some folks are very competitive. I found most of the people I've encountered are pretty tolerant of new people, new players. I cannot get this in there. Am I doing this completely wrong? No. That's where it's got to go. There we go. I just had to complain. Okay. Legs. Little tiny legs. It's like, so how did this guy has to walk like this? He's like thunk, 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 which honestly, that's kind of silly. Then he's an old figure. Oh, now we put the torso on the legs. He's so cute. Okay, glue. Let's see. Imagine that I tried to do an arrow. Really, why did you not like the AdMech? I mean, I am not drawn to the AdMech, but I'm curious to hear your reasons for it. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the way this guy looks, Vanzig, in some ways, but you know, not very practical. But then you can just argue. I mean, you could argue chaos, but then, well, the Marine dreadnoughts from this era were very much the same. But I remember having metal Marine dreadnoughts, and they were heavy. You could kill a man with them. You just hurl them across the table. Bam! They were super heavy. And legs. Well, you don't have to paint them red, do you? I think they have like different metallic themed guys too. And also, like I try to paint very similar to themes that I've seen for a lot of the armies that I've got. But like I'm doing my Dark Angels from like their old black and silver and red days. Even though I've got the new figures, I just like that better. I remember getting grief for not painting the squad markings on the knees of a Blood Angel squad I did. It's like, dude, come on. Okay, 1,000. Yeah, yeah. Well, they are very cheap points wise, but they're expensive, and yeah. I just from the viewpoint of an aesthetic, I don't find the AdMech as compelling. Like there's some things that I like of it, but their bread and butter units I don't really like too much. I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me with Dawn of War 4 coming out and them being a faction in it. Maybe I'll see them in action and be like, oh, and have a better way. It's like another concept. You can do whatever you want. It'll probably look cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So weapons. All right. Once again, combat patrol does not include full instructions. So let's see. I'm cutting out the cannon because I don't. It says you have to do plasma in here. I'm not doing plasma. Let's see. AdMech feels incomplete. Yeah, Tyranids are Tyranids in Dawn of War 4? I thought it was AdMech, Orcs, Necrons, and Marines. I thought those are the 4 factions in it so far. Yeah. That always kind of, I thought, when I looked at the army, I thought, well, why wouldn't they be using these things if they're better? Because the stats for some seemed not so great. But then I guess that makes sense in a way because, well, no, I don't know. I don't know. Space Marines, Orcs, Necrons, and AdMech. Yeah, I don't think Tyranids are in Dawn of War 4. Sorry, I misunderstood what you said. There it goes. Okay, I'm going to just go and try to figure out how to put this gun on here. Oh, this is a laser cannon. No, is it? Yeah. I don't want a laser cannon though. Yeah, they are in the Tyranids are in Dawn of War 2. I didn't play 3. I did not play 3. If they're successful. I'm hoping they're going to be successful, but I mean, what little we've seen of Dawn of War 4, it looks good. So, you know, knock on wood. It'll be interesting to see Primaris stuff in the field, actually doing stuff. Although there's that one turn-based game that had a lot of Primaris, but I didn't. Just seeing, you know, Primaris guys turn and go pew pew wasn't enough. At least for me. Oh, Age of Sigmar RTS. Yeah, I heard that they got the pacing all wrong. Neurolictor, naughty Tyranids. I don't know, man. I know the whole like xenomorph, you know, the face hugger jumping on your face and implanting. I can lean back off of that a little bit from the Tyranids. Although 1D4 Chan had lots of crazy stuff about him. There. Did you see in Total War Warhammer, they're opening that up to the Immortal Empires campaign. They're giving it to everybody who has the first and second game, which really the Immortal Empires campaign is like the whole thing. Okay. And I need, okay, so this is good. You basically just have his shoulder pad and you slap on a gun. Oh, this would be super easy to magnetize, except I don't intend to ever paint this guy. Well, I do at some point, maybe. I don't know. If I had any gumption, I would magnetize this. I think strong man, confident man. I am not that man right now. Okay, 30. But I've got this guy, and then I got Havocs along with this set. Well, so bring back the glory days of war with all the attraction. It's not the ugly female Space Marine ladies. Are there? There aren't female ladies, Space Marine ladies. I don't think there are. I know they put in Custodes and they put in Imperial Guard and the, what are they called? Sisters of Battle. Those are the ones I know of. They still have some, like the Assassin. I forget which one, Calidus. And some of the Dark Eldar. Realms of Ruin, 10 average players, Dawn of War 3, 100 players. Yeah. I have not played the Realms of Ruin one. See, I don't know. Age of Sigmar could be fun, except, am I doing this right? Yeah. Because I like the look of Stormcast Eternals, but making everything of the planes and multi-dimensions, and people are like the Stormcast Eternals are immortal and all that. Yeah, I've already talked to you about this, Vanzig. You've heard me rant about this, but that kind of robs things of, you know, of merit. It robs them of immediacy, and like when everybody, well, they're not everybody, but when people are immortal, it robs death of its sting, and so the stakes seem lower. It doesn't seem that important. Like I was reading a entry, first chapter of a book for one of the Sigmar novels, and it starts with the main character dying and coming back to life, and oh, what a travail it is. It's like, I don't know. It failed to grab me. Yeah, infinite size, meaningless. Let's see, where did you say it goes? Bring back from Rogue Trader. Yeah, they are from the ones I was talking about, I think. Oh wait, the female space. Oh my God, those figures are horrible. If you're talking about the ones I'm thinking of, oh my God, they're terrible. They're like Jay or something, and they have like normal names, and they're just horrible Muppet faces, if I recall correctly. Very not Lilith Hesperax. Sister Sound. Oh yeah, I haven't seen anything like. I didn't know they had the tank. I kind of turned a blind eye to the Custodes and their stuff because it bugs me that they're an army. Like, I feel like, no, they should be on Terra. That's it. No. And that they're super duper extra awesome, super special. It's like, I thought that's what the Grey Knights were supposed to be. Poor neglected Grey Knights. Karen Pattern Inquisitor. Oh, man, I've never heard of that. I have not looked too hard, though. This has a big mold on it. But again, I think I'll join. I like the concept of Sisters of Silence, though. And, nulls and things like that. Like, is it Calexis is the assassin that is a null? I thought that was cool conceptually. Inquisitor Black. Yeah, I don't know. I do know now. Honestly, a lot of the lore kind of like leaves me somewhat, so dry a little bit because I'll watch it and like it's hard to give weight to lore sometimes when you know a bit about the people, what they are doing, and how lightly they themselves treated it. But then I watched today. There was this really nice video of some guy doing voice acting for Sanguinius's final speech, and I thought, wow, that was really nice. And whoever wrote that, they seemed to give a shit. So, and the performance was good too. Did I miss something? There we go. But it was Sanguinius's speech on the Eternity Gate. I thought that was really great. And how does this go? These pieces look weird. Right. There we go. Okay. It's kind of how little Gito could, yeah. Well, that's the thing is they have so much lore and they're putting out so much stuff. It's really creation by committee, and they've never established who they haven't. I'm pretty sure they don't have a Bible. They don't have what is written for it. They don't have somebody with a pure look for it. Oh yeah, I know how to describe plasma multi-melted mean or floating. Yeah, those are smallish things ultimately. But did I screw this up? Yes, I did. Now it's fixed. If you're going to do something like 40K, you really need somebody who has the entirety of the vision where it's all on his shoulders. And that's why they don't really have like a unified storyline. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Ghost. It was nice talking to you. I will talk to you later. You take care. You get those figures done, you bring them back, and I'll take a look at them. Be nice. I always like seeing other folks' stuff. Let's see. This goes like this. Yes. It's always nice when people stop by and talk. Let's try this. I think I got this backwards. Oh, no, that's right. I was watching Artist Opus stream the other day, and I came in, like at one point I came in pretty early, and so it was pretty nice because it was, you talk to everybody, and then at one point I came in like very late, and I think it was like people were speaking like a stream of stuff constantly, and the dude kept up with it. I'm like, man, I have a hard enough time keeping up like one or two people. Well, the bigger problem in the war is one book, every bolter shell, one shot, Space Marine pauldrons or arms with another. Yeah, well, that's right. You don't have one person with that maintenance of aim. They don't have that uh, purity of vision, you can say. And it's kind of because, I don't know, in part Games Workshop's publicly traded. So, Oh, that's from missing a part. I need 6 and 32. But if they said, okay, from now on, I don't know, pick an author, it has the final say and everything, then that would be great, because then you could start creating a Bible and forcing everybody basically to reference it, or an encyclopedia, I guess, at this point. Let's see, car and sprint through 300 Ultramarines, which is minor. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, everybody, their capabilities match the story's needs. That's the oldest thing. Which is also why it's like people arguing the capabilities of things by citing lore is like, well, but maybe it's because we come from the age of, Marvel comics way back when, where different authors did not pay attention to other people's comics. Yeah, let's see. I need 32 and 6. I'm looking for a pipe of some kind. I think this 36. And you know what? Oh, there it is. Hopefully there aren't any incorrect numbers like on the Guardians that we had last time or the other time. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, if you look at it, like the reason why Dune has so much, melee fighting and stuff is they have this strong technological reason why people don't shoot very often with certain weapons and all that. And so it skews it to defense at that time is much stronger than the offense. And so that's why, finesse and technique become a big deal. But 40K tries to do it with both sides. They try to say like, oh, this armor, blah, 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 forged in the heart of a star, blah, 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 blah. While then they also go and say, by the way, a bolter can blow through this and blah, blah. And it's like, it's the same thing. It's nobody to have a singular vision. But maybe there's reasons why they do that. Probably shareholder reasons, I'd imagine. And what am I doing? I'm still looking for the side panel, which I think is this one. 6. I mean, I think Dune has that, with they have shields, and shields are very strong against projectile weapons, while las guns can destroy them, but you don't do that because it causes a nuclear explosion and that sort of thing. So people use a lot of melee. which is cool. Oh, you said you got Space Marine 2. Did you? Dune Shield. Yeah, well, the thing of Dune is like it's presented um, like this is how it is. This is how warfare has evolved. This is how it has to be. And there's none of that like sweeping sort of aspect in 40K. They try to have the cake and eat it too, as it were. Chest with a Dune Shield, really? See, I like the story of Dune. I like Herbert's writing, but it's not a universe I would like to play a game in. I like watching it and reading it, but I can't see like there's no person or type of person in there that I think, gosh, I would like to be that person or to live their life, because everybody's life sucks. It's kind of like 40K, for the most part. Like I don't know if I would want to really be a Space Marine. Well, I don't want to be that great. I think I can observe it and look and say, wow, that's cool. But there is no vicariousness to it. Set down a rubber duck on a square. Dune chest. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, didn't they though in the books they started using? Well, that's how they made like budget nukes by setting up shields and then deliberately shooting them with the las guns. Am I screwing this up? I think I am screwing this up somehow. No, there it goes. Except it's popping out. I think I gave it a little bit too much. Or it's a little bit off. Oh, I don't need it. With the autocannon, I don't need a power cord. Oh man, they don't even let you pose the gun. Like the gun has to fit in exactly this way because it's got all these jagged connections. Wonder why that is. There we go. Stick. There we go. I wonder if this has some sort of extra ammo thing or something. A belt clip? No. Does not. Yeah. Well, this is old though, isn't it? Do they have the date? Oh, it's 2013, so 12 years. Old-ish. And I'm going to put the energy cable to it though. Ish. How's this go? Okay, short side goes over each stall. There we go. I gotta hold this for a little bit since it has no real connection surface or molded connection surface. All right, pew, pew, pew. All right, and then let's see, next page. Oh gosh, he's almost done. The hammer. The hammer looks pretty meaty. Fear learning terminators. Oh, that's not good. That's one thing. You got it 3D printed, or is it what is it, the recasted? Recast. Okay. Yeah, resin. That's one thing sometimes you get with people doing resin stuff for you. I got an Eldar Knight once, and he had all left side stuff like twice. So all left arms, all left legs, left guns, and whatever. And that was it. And it was because the guy just printed everything that was on the list, all the different things. He didn't know that it had like a little note that says, "Please mirror this for the other side." And so I had to say like, "Hey, I need, right arm, right leg, right weapon, right torso, right fin." I think it was. Okay. 52. And now I need the handle, which there it is. That is a big sucker. Hopefully you can. I hate having to wait for them to send stuff again because you're like wanting to work on something and then can't. I think my next like biggish project is going to be converting a Necromunda rigger to some sort of Raptor's like hodgepodge weapon system, because I like that idea. Yeah. Have you had any troubles with customs doing that? These also need a shoulder pad. The longest wait I had for customs was from Canada. That was the longest time I had to wait for some reason. I think it was the 3D printer that you used that one time. Forget their name. I was never contacted, but I saw it was held up in customs for about 2 weeks once for me from Canada. Possibly, yeah. I think they're still in play, but we'll see. I know the H-1B stuff has had an impact on things. Not a lot, but I noticed they're less likely to shuffle H-1B people now because of the $100,000 fee for new H-1B. I'm trying to remember what it was that I got. I think it was I got all those third-party Eldar. They had third-party like space elves, and I got that from that one vendor that you used. Although that was the one time that Etsy person they were trying to print out a jet bike for me. And they're like, you know what, I'm just going to refund you because they couldn't get it done. They could not get it printed right. And it was such this like elaborate, like swoopy, all these little bits. And I didn't blame her because it looked very fragile. And part of me was dreading trying to put it together and maintain it because I could see it just breaking constantly. Oh, I missed a spot, or did I? Yes, I did. I missed one more. I need 64, which is over here. Good news, the current tariff identical is still 0%, even though the Fed's announced new tariff changes, they haven't been changed. Orders already shipped. Oh. Well, I saw Big Bad Toy Store. They had like X amount of these things that shipping numbers or something. Could be that too. Oh, that's great. That's good insight. You could take that and tell people, post it. What was I doing? Because I know a bunch of people will be interested in hearing that. I think the numbers are wrong for these. It says I need 64, but the only pieces that look like that are not numbered 64. There we go. It was hidden in plain sight. Well, that's good. Well, conceptually, I like the idea of tariffs. But for us, like doing, stuff with Games Workshop food, although England, they already made like agreements for regular tariffs, I believe. But not China. Yeah, really. Yeah. I don't know. Bringing in money. We'll see. I like that it gives, basically leverage, which is a good thing to have. But yeah. Honestly, I don't mind eating the cost of several things for it. Well, yeah, with something like something that they make, like print or something like that, it's much easier because especially for special orders that are going out once, they can say it's worth X amount, and that's much easier. If they're intending to sell thousands of items, they can't do that. Yeah, exactly. All right, so which is the sequence of events for this? Okay, this is done. Then I need to attach this to the arm. All these pieces that are just fleshy pieces, it's really hard to tell where it goes in what particular angle. But here, the arm goes out like this. This little pointy bit points down. And I don't know, that's not right. Like that? No. Oh, I think maybe like that? No. Oh, wait, I'm missing that's why it's not working. I'm missing a piece of the arm. There we go. 92. Yeah, tariffs really work for mainly bulk items. for resources. I'll show you this. But it's not like I'm an economist, so. They say the percentage pre-charge me $3 shipping. That'll include any fees of the eBay deals and selection. Yeah. I don't know. I have not used eBay in a dog's age. I mean, I think it's because when it first started up, I always felt, somewhat shady. So I never really trusted it. And then when I was moving once, I sold a whole ton of stuff on it, which that was nice. But other than that, nope. Okay. So this goes on first. That goes on pretty easy. Hellbrute. There. Okay, a little bit more. De minimis exception makes sense for the small. Yeah, can't pay a government employee 6 hours inspected $10 package. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they're not hugely concerned with the economy. Let's see. Okay, now this should fit. Fit right there. Yep, okay. Now it fits. Okay. This goes over top. This has no grooves work. It just kind of goes on top of it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. And then it goes on to this. This goes like this. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you mean like the mom and pop ones, or are you talking China ones? So be surprised. This goes on here. Oh, and you've been taking advantage of them? Honestly, dude, they're probably making enough profit that they don't care at that point. I mean, on each thing. Because manufacturing in China is very good, apparently. Not very good quality, I mean, cost for folks. There. I think that's fitting. Is that there? Now it fits. Sort of. Yes. Making a whole bunch of small, or yeah, that's smart. Or doing it individually. Okay, I think this dude is almost done. There he is. Ta-da! Hellbrute. For the Chaos Army, that's very far down on the list of things to paint. Although part of me is like thinking of what was it? There's this old system where you could play 40K and they had random enemies, and it was like this random. I wouldn't say AI because of course it wasn't AI, but it was like it gave orders randomly to the units. No, he was in 2 issues. They split him across 2 issues, and then the other one, you get 4, and the other 2 are Havocs, which are the Devastators. Yeah, $30 for a Hellbrute, and then $30 for 5 Chaos heavy weapons, or guys with heavy weapons. But let's see. Oh, he comes with a lot of extra stuff, though. A lot of weapons and things. I'll chop those out for bits later. But I'm going to move on. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not hugely doing Combat Patrol purely for like the discount. I'm doing it because it's kind of nice to have something every month, something to look forward to. And I'm trying to avoid knowing what's coming. And I was doing the premium thing, and so it also came with this month. It came with a Demon Prince and some Howling Banshees, so that's kind of nice. Okay, Havocs. Yeah. Bases. Okay. More trash. This looks like they have missile launcher, las cannon, heavy bolter, auto cannon. The auto cannon looks cool. Let's see. Is this the instructions? No, this is the painting guide. Forge Fiend, Mauler Fiend. Are they Primaris? They don't seem, they don't look like it. They don't look very tall. Oh, no, you might be right, because actually, I'm looking. It just looks like they're squatting a little bit, or wide-legged stance. Yeah, they are on the 40 millimeter. Yeah. So, I would have been much more appreciative if they just said, okay, we're moving the scale of Marines up. No need to create some kind of goofy lore thing about it. But that probably would have been pretty unpopular because of everybody's, smaller scale guys being obsolete. Yeah, they're just that scale. They're just moving them up there. All right. Instructions. What's his face? Fabulous Bill. He hasn't created a Primaris equivalent yet. All right, let's look at the other guns too. So, missile launcher, las cannon. They have plasma melta, flamer. And there's autocannon. Oh, they have an assault cannon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that. Just because. Assault cannon, heavy bolter. Another las cannon. Or could be the other half. No, another las cannon. missile launcher, heavy bolter, autocannon. All right. So, rule of cool, I'm probably going to do 2 autocannons and a assault cannon and a las cannon. I don't know, maybe two autocannons and 2 las cannons. That might be cool. But that assault cannon's cool looking. It's kind of funny. The assault cannon seems to have the same caliber bullets as the heavy bolter, although it has 2 chain belts. I mean, that's a cool looking autocannon. I mean, right there, I like the look of it. But then again, there's also the assault cannon, which that's very cool looking. The las cannon just looks like a freaking las cannon. But all right, let's get started. You're right, they are fairly Primaris because look at that size of that guy. And that is a Primaris sized looking fig. Yeah, they do, don't they? They do. They are too big. I mean, there's the front of it, right down there. And then there are the bullets. But hey, maybe they're just magic chaos bullets. Oh. Magic caseless bullets. The house age bullets made out of the belt. All right, let's get started. Where was it? Was he over here? Yes. 1 and 2. I mean, to be fair, I enjoy painting bullets, so I don't mind that they have oversized bullets. There's a type of anti-tank that uses a bullet smoosher. Really? I hadn't heard of that. Who had it? 3, 4, 5. Here's 5. No, don't tell me it's not on this screw. Excuse me, I'm starting to yawn. Americans British have them, but they're unpopular. Really? Huh. Well, yeah, I could see where that would be pretty unpopular. All right. Then I need 4, which is a leg piece, which is this. Was it as effective? Excuse me. 16 and 13. 13. Oh, this is the aspiring champion. Well, that's good. Okay, so this guy uses a plasma pistol. Where's the plasma pistol? Don't see it here. How am I missing this? Hmm? Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding this one thing. It's just a plasma. Aha, there it is. Oh, this plasma pistol is big enough. It looks like a plasma gun. I mean, that is a big pistol. Okay. Now I need 12 and 20 chain sword. Cool looking chain sword. You have one bullet that can, yeah, that is definitely, I mean, that is a plasma gun size. I think you're right. I think they up the scale, these guys. Okay, and now I need the arm, 12, which is right here. Okay, let's clean these up. That's a big plasma sucker. Interesting. Well, he has a chain sword and a plasma, whatever, plasma gun, plasma pistol. Yeah, I saw the melted gun and the flamer. Honestly, I'll take the plasma gun just because I like painting them more. On the off chance I ever do paint this guy. Although, can he take a power fist? Let's see if I find one on the sprue. I don't see one. No, I don't see a power fist. Yeah. Only the champ, yeah. But he can take a plasma gun, right? Oh, really? So he can take a power fist or a cursed weapon. I think he's a cursed weapon. I don't see a power fist on the sprues here. And this is being a combat patrol. They don't give you the full instructions. Those jerks. No, I'm seriously, I'm not seeing a power fist on here. Oh, wait. No, that's not. That was a leg. No, no power fist. No, you don't have to. It's okay. I don't see it on here. So I'm just going to work on this. But I'm fine with it being like a plasma gun, a chain sword, or a cursed weapon, whatever that is. Big mold line. That's the plasma gun. So that's the one that they want him to have. I did not see like a plasma pistol on here. Yeah. I mean, it has a flamer, it has a melta, There's a mace. Well, I think that's it. Yeah, that's probably true. Big shield. For a time, I was considering reading some of the lore for some of the various like Chaos warbands and things because I was always curious how they maintained, like because Chaos doesn't really have industry or much of industry. They don't have society, So how do they innovate, get new gear, maintain their gear, that sort of thing? I know they talk about like slaves and that horrible demonic engine thing that replenishes rings. Cool loader claw. Missiles are okay. You get a little bit of they suck at both things. Like, okay, they can kill little guys, kind of okay, or they can kill a heavier thing, kind of okay. But the trend in 40K right now is focus and do one thing really well. Okay. All right. 1 and 2. Dry fit. How does it fit? Fits well. Oh, this guy's like really leaning forward. I guess since he's the inspiring champion or aspiring champion, he should be inspiring people too. I should be curious to have the insight into the culture. That's what I was thinking of reading some. Also, they apparently raid each other a lot too. That sort of thing. Some weird stuff like in the lore. Yeah. Well, I was also thinking like, because they can't really capture things and convert them unless chaos mutates them quickly or can taint them enough or something like that. Because it's clear like they don't just use straight captured things because they have to change into their thematically appropriate things. But then again, it could also be, chaos gods giving gifts of whatever, because that's easily within their ability to do. Okay, I need to glue the hands together, which, let's see. This guy is so tough, he uses a plasma gun as if it was a plasma pistol. I gotta hold this for a little bit since it's such a small connect area. Okay. Do the same with this one. Yeah, it's easier. Well, it's also, there's a sort of, to Chaos Warriors from fantasy, there's a sort of like Uruk-hai raw, forge aspect to all the Chaos armor and the weapons where you can see that they're not really made with an artisanship aspect to them. They're made purely utilitarian to be big honking chunks of metal to kill. Yeah. Well, in 40K Zinch would be. Yeah, true. But perhaps, well, I always imagine that the Chaos Gods have to function within a sort of structure for their great game, though. Like they talk about the great game and the competitions they have with each other. It feels like they might have, I don't want to say like a gentleman's agreement, but they might have things like Zinch wants to win, but in a particular way, in a particular flavor. Same with Nerdhall, you know. Maybe even Corn, who knows? Slanesh just enjoys the ride. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Skip all that stupid research. Just have a vision. But then, I mean, Fabius Bile, he's not very strong on the worshiping chaos thing. And he's their prime innovator, I believe. Okay, step. Let's get on to the next step. All right, wow, this guy has lots of little pieces. Okay, 7 and 8. I remember seeing the first Chaos Space Marines fresh off of Rogue Trader and being like impressed by the size of their backpacks, you know, being like, wow, those guys have big backpacks. They must be super tough. Where is backpack piece? It's 8. Oh, there it is. I was looking for something completely different looking. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. I think that's a shoulder pad or a hip pad. This is weird. They have a tactical rock where you attach the tactical rock to a foot to a leg. Like they could not have molded that as one piece. Oh, maybe it's so you can make something that is not a aspiring champion, in case you want to just have a squad of 10, I guess. Okay, tactical rock is here. I need a head, shoulder pads, and that's it. I am not using this head because I don't like top knots. But do we have extra heads? I need to make sure before I spurn that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, we have lots of heads. Okay. I'll use this one because it has an eyepiece, and I usually use that to signify a sergeant. So there. Something other than the tactical rock. Yeah, the non-hair head. I don't care for that. I'm not going to use the non-hair head or the hair head. Oh wait, number 14 is the non-hair head for. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood. 14 for the champ. That one. That's kind of interesting. What is that? Is it connected to something? It looks like it's meant to connect to something because it's got, I don't know if you can see it on the back there. He's got like pipes and things. Or dreadlocks. Is there a backpack that has tubing? I don't see anything like that. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use this one because it's got the IPs. There. Okay, tactical rock. Oh wait, I can't use this one. Okay, I can't use this one because it looks like this one connects to something. So I need to go with one that does not. It looks like they all might connect to things, maybe. Oh. Yeah, it looks like all of the heads have some sort of connection. That's weird. I'll look at a picture of them. See if I'm just imagining it. Sort of. Let's see. It's because it goes into the helmet, yeah, so their heads connect to their backpacks. That's interesting. But it forces them to be turned at a certain angle. I'll test it out. I'll try it out and see. But I don't like that it forces you to have them pose in one particular way. It's really too bad. And now I'm getting starving. Yeah, they have that weird tube. Why didn't you warn me about that, Vanzig? Gosh. We gotta be on the ball, man. I'll see how that head sits. And no, I'm just giving you grief, man. I wasn't serious. But I may see how this sits, how the head sits with the alternate head that I'm thinking of using. And if it just doesn't look good, then I may actually use the stupid top knot head. Because what the heck? Oops, did I go back a page? Dry fit. Dry fit is fine. Oh, you know, that might be a thing. I wonder how he'd look without his top knot. I mean, just make him bald. Okay, over there. Well, have you done any work with pigments, Vanzig? So I've been using some of the Tamaya like little little makeup cases, and I got some Vallejo pigments that I'm messing with. I've been messing around with them, and I like them because they give good weathering, and you basically get pigment fixative or whatever, and I've had like different results where the pigment fixative makes it so it doesn't go, but it loses some of its visibility. Well, I found like if you do a good amount of pigment and then a little bit of matte varnish, it seems to maintain the chunky aspect to it. And so I was just wondering if you knew any of the tricks for it. Yeah, if you don't fix them, they look better, but a little bit of matte varnish I have found has sort of helped out with that a bit. And that way you can keep them looking robust. But yeah, let's see. I think the foot goes this way. And I like the way they look even when they're not as strong. I like that little bit of weathering, but I was hoping for like, to figure out some better way. And I got some of those like weathering pencils where it's pretty much like just being able to draw with the pigments. And they're fun. So far, the main thing I find that they're really good for is for rust, doing streaks of rust, but that's about it. Oh, I didn't get the shoulder pads. There we go. But if you get a chance, the Tamaya one makes it pretty easy to apply. Because I don't know if you've seen them, they're little makeup cases with like 3 slots and then a little tool with a little brush or a sponge head for applying them. And they seem to be a little bit better at sticking than the Vallejo ones. Oh, I forgot to do this part. This is leg plate. Yeah, Vallejo has some of those. That's what I use for my bases nowadays. It was basically I used Sterling Mud from Games Workshop, and I was like, really, there has to be some better alternative than this that's cheaper. And basically get a big jar from Vallejo, and it's the same stuff. It's very nice. It's what I used to weather the Land Raider I did recently, to put a whole bunch of it on the tracks. Which way does this go? It goes forward, okay. There's so many different things, like for people making dioramas and stuff, there's so many interesting terrain piece, modifications and stuff. In the air in resin? That's crazy. I just used that, that effects paint, the dry blood or wet blood. I try to keep it. It's easy to go overboard when you use something like that. You don't want to. Shoulder pad over here. Gotta give that a little pressure for now. No, that's okay. I don't think that's something I'm likely to. I mean, I might look it up for larks. That's something that, well, you'd have to make it resin, right? Or, well, I imagine you could just do resin and then cure it, I guess. But no, that's okay. I think I messed this guy's arm up a little bit by having it be a lower pose. And it's really set too. Yeah, that's better. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, I think I've seen, was it Karn? A Karn from 40K? If so, I think I've seen that figure or that shot of that figure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the champion head. Oh, that sucks. 30K Karn. I think I've seen that figure. That was really nice. All right, I got to use top knot head. Except, you know what? Don't think I'm going to do the goofy top knot. There you go. How you like that, buddy? No top knot for you. You just have a big tumor on your head. That's all you got right now. $30K Karn is a pretty cool figure. So there we go. Oh, I may have to go shortly. Our dog has been been going to the bathroom roughly, and my wife just sent me a message. I'm going to have to go take care of that. It was nice talking to you, Vanzig. You take care. You have a good night. I'll see you. I've been trying to do this once a week. So I'll see you next week. It's cool. All right, there. At least I got 2 figures done. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Night night.